Hey everyone, Anthony here, and we just recently got in a number of different dash cams on henrys.com, and I was thinking to myself, I know there is a way to use a GoPro as a dash cam, but I never looked into it too deeply. Well, today is the day that we figured this out, so if you're thinking about getting a dash cam, check out henrys.com. I'll have a direct link to what's available on our website in the description down below. We have Garmin dash cams. We also have a brand called Muvi, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to use a GoPro as a dash cam as well. So there are plenty of options depending on what you're after. One of the major pluses to using a GoPro as a dash cam is the video quality is just superior to other dash cams out there. Also, then you just have a GoPro to capture things like a ski trip, vacation. You can take it with you to the beach and not worry about it. This comes at a price, but some of the other dash cams out there go for the same price and some cost more, but ultimately GoPro does give you the best image quality with similar features. So now, with all that being said, let's get into step number one. First thing that you want to make sure of is your GoPro has the most up-to-date firmware. Swipe down when you've turned the GoPro on, swipe right and tap Preferences. Now go down to the About option and we're looking for camera info. I just updated the firmware to unlock this really key dash cam feature, so I have version 2.02. You might want to check if this is the most up-to-date version if you're watching this when it's, a little later on down the road. So next thing we want to set up is a preset called looping. So follow along on your GoPro here, tap the preset video button on the LED screen, and we're going to create a new preset. There is a looping icon, so it would make sense to select the graphic for this preset to be that looping graphic. Then select looping as the name as well. Of course, you could create like a custom name such as like DashCam, and then once you have this all set up, you would just select a DashCam as the preset, and then you'd be good to go. For now, I think looping is fine because this is also a really key feature when not using this as a dash cam, and I'll explain this in a second. So hit the check mark, now scroll down to looping again, and the check mark one more time, and now we're selecting our desired video quality. So I want that 4K for that extra resolution. 1080p is fine too, but if you end up cropping in to see a license plate, then it might be more visible in 4K. I've tested this out myself, so let's select 4K here. Ideally, I would like to capture 60 frames per second, but that is only available in 1080p mode. When I was testing this out, having the extra resolution was better than having the faster frame rate. So let's go 4K 30, and that would be my recommendation. For the lens perspective, you could try out wide or super view. That's the widest field of view. I like wide or just W as it is displayed in the menu there. Super view is just so wide, and then you might end up cropping in to see, say, things like a license plate. I'm gonna select W for wide. I would like hyper smooth to be off because the standard GoPro stabilization is already really good, and hyper smooth crops in just a touch. And again, it's just not my preference. I found the footage to be already very smooth without it on, so I'm gonna leave this feature off. Now under interval, change this to 5 or 20 minutes. What this means is now your GoPro will record either 5 or 20 minutes and then start to record over the first minute of your recording and only keeping the last either 5 or 20 minutes total. This doesn't mean that the video will stop after that length of time. 20 minutes might be the better option just to be safe. If you get into an accident, you should stop your recording on the GoPro, and now you have that last 20 minutes or whatever you've just selected, and whatever has just happened is saved to the SD card. Think of this like having continuous recording, but if nothing happens, then you just delete whatever happened 5 or 20 minutes ago. If you want to extend this, then you can extend this to fill the SD card and record over the very start of the recording once the SD card is full, but then you're searching through a super long video file if something happens out on the road. But this feature is essential to continuously record and not have to dump your SD card after a really long drive, so it makes sense to select a time that works best for you. I would recommend 20 minutes. Under ProTune, I'm gonna set the max ISO to 6400, so in dark situations, you're gonna have some decently exposed footage to look back on. I'll turn sharpness down to low because GoPro footage and really all action camera or dash cam footage is sometimes a bit too sharp. I'm also gonna turn down denoise. I'm gonna turn that down to medium. In-camera denoise will often smooth out noisy footage, and this can result in a very soft image. I would rather just deal with a little bit of noise and have a sharper sharper image overall, so you could see things like the license plates a lot better. So that's it for settings. We can hit the check mark, and now we have a looping preset for dash cams. I'm gonna head down to my car so I can show you a few more tips and tricks and show you how this is all set up. Oh God, I chose like the hottest day of the year to do this. So speaking of overheating, what you often see online is people tell you to remove the battery from the GoPro and then just charge the GoPro via the USB-C port in your vehicle. And this only works on older GoPros. This right here, this is the HERO13 BLACK. The best image quality that you can get from a GoPro is on this camera. But unfortunately, if you remove the battery from the GoPro and then just rely on your car to power the GoPro, it's not powerful enough. There's not enough juice going from your car into the GoPro. So the trick with using the HERO13 BLACK is actually keeping the battery within the GoPro. Then if you need to plug the GoPro in to charge it or anything like that, you can do so. You can plug it into your car. It'll trickle charge the GoPro from your car battery, but it won't run the GoPro on its own if there's no battery within the GoPro itself. So here's what the setup looks like, okay? So as you can see right here, I've got this little 3M strip. It's attached to this plastic part of the dash. And if I hide the GoPro behind my mirror, this is going to not obstruct my view while I'm actually driving. This is the perfect spot for a GoPro if you're going to use it as a dash camera. And all we have to do is just attach it right here, screw it in there, and look at that. As I sit back here, this is perfect. I can see like just the top of the GoPro, maybe like half of the GoPro. It's not obstructing anything throughout the windshield or anything like that. This is an excellent setup, and all you see is just this little GoPro. And like I said, if you remove the battery door, then you can charge this GoPro on the go. Let's go for a drive. I desperately need some AC on. Oh my gosh. Let's get the heck out of here. So there is a GoPro suction cup that would be kind of fun if you're a creator using the GoPro for many different things. You want to have the GoPro for what it was intended for, and that is capturing action and adventure, but you also want this as a dash cam as well. The suction cup might be a worthy investment if you want to capture footage of, say, like you talking to your audience while driving, and you can move the camera around to get different angles. I stuck my 3M strip near the windshield like you saw in my setup. Now, once I remove that, the 3M strip will likely be ruined and probably not usable again. That's why the suction cup might be a useful tool depending on how much other content you're creating outside of using this as a dash cam. So there you have it, a GoPro as a dash cam, and the footage looks excellent. The camera isn't in the way as you're driving. It's not blocking your line of sight. You barely notice it's there. Don't forget to stop the recording if you get into an accident, and having that longer interval time might be a useful feature as well. And the camera does display how long you have in terms of storage on the SD card. That is displaying in the top left-hand corner of the screen. Format the card every once in a while, or just have a few micro SD cards, such as the SanDisk 128 gig micro SD card. If you found this one helpful, hit the like button for me, subscribe to the Henry's YouTube channel. My name's Anthony, and I'll see you in the next one.